Hey everybody, Jake here from Bearded Gear, and guess what? Got another box to open. This one's exciting. So this is exciting because of the two people behind it. One, the person who sent it to me, is my new friend Ray from the Everyday City Carry podcast / YouTube channel. I'll link to him down below. But the owner of this knife, who had Ray send it to me, because Ray just had it before me, is LeftyEDC. And LeftyEDC has become a good friend at this point. He super generously helped out with my giveaway. He donated a swag pack of KPL for my 1K giveaway, which is really cool of him. We talk quite a bit on Instagram, and he is a really, really cool dude who is just into gear. He's the one who paired me up with Ray to begin with so that I could be on Ray's podcast, and I really appreciate LeftyEDC. Want to say that. So I'm going to link to Ray, Everyday City Carry podcast / YouTube / all that down below. And I'm also going to link to LeftyEDC's Instagram because he's a rad dude and he's been so supportive. So if you guys could show him some support for helping me out, I would appreciate that. Anyway, this is a Spyderco. It's one that I've never experienced. It's a newer model. So shall we? I think we shall. On me today, well, for the second half of the day, is my ZT308. Enjoying this behemoth quite a bit, actually. This is a lot of knife to be opening a little flat rate box with, but I'm a lot of knife kind of guy. Let's see. Oh, nice. You guys ready to see what this is? I'm ready to check it out. This is... I always suck at this part of the box. I feel like I see other people open these in different ways. Oh man. You know who's probably really mad right now? It's the people who get upset when I take too long to get a knife out of a box and start showing it. So I'm just going to take my time because I love those comments so much where people are like, you need to show the knife faster. And I'm like, you need to start your own YouTube channel and make the kind of videos you want to watch if you don't like mine, because I don't care about negative Nancys like you. Anyway, I find all of those kinds of comments hilarious. So let's take a moment and breathe it in. It's a good one. Alright, in here, I love when this happens. So this is a USPS box, obviously, and I don't know why I get such a kick out of this, but inside of it is a UPS baggie, and it just makes me chuckle every time that there's packaging from both sources. Maybe inside there'll be a FedEx sticker. Anyway, this is a typical Spyderco box. This one is made in Taiwan. And if you can read that, let's see if it'll show it to you. This one is the Watu. So the Watu is, from what I understand, a smaller version of one of the knives from Spyderco's Ethnic series that already exists. I don't remember what it's called. I feel like in my head it's called the Chokwe, but I might totally be making that up, so don't judge me if that's way off. But this is a quirky looking little Spyderco. And it's interesting. I've had Spyderco, like I've had knives in all of these ingredients before from Spyderco. We've got wire clip, we've got the like laminate G10 or laminate carbon fiber over G10. We've got, I believe this is 20 CV. I'll confirm that in a second. Does it say it on here? Let's see. It is CPM 20 CV, compression lock, but I've never had these ingredients in a way where they look quite like this. This is a different looking knife. And interesting, okay. So I don't know what to say about it yet. I really don't. It's one of those knives where I had the opportunity to get this right when it came out. It might even still be available, but it's just been a little too different for me to want to jump on. I've just been a little hesitant about the actual design. I'm not so shallow that looks are the only thing that's important to me on a knife, but I can't say I'm like blind about what knives I like, and this is just really, really different. Kind of looks like the Tesla Cybertruck. I feel like there's been a few knives lately that kind of look like the Tesla Cybertruck. At least I've heard that tossed around. But yeah, this is just a first inspection. There's going to be a first impressions coming, so I don't want to go too in depth. But on first inspection, we're centered perfectly. The action feels like it should with a compression lock. It is, when I close it, the tang, the way that the tang comes all the way back into that compression lock track, it hits my finger even more than like a Shaman does. This is a bigger offender, in my opinion, about that than the Shaman is. But much like with the Shaman, I'm sure I could just get used to pulling my finger out of the path as it gets there, and then I'm closing reliably. And I don't find that to be as big of a flaw as many people make it out to be, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And there's not really, it'd be really difficult to touch any sharpened edge there. I don't think it's a safety concern. Anyway, the action is good. This is a thin blade stock. Not like wafer thin, but I dig how thin this is. I imagine, and I feel like I've heard this said, I have watched 1 or 2 reviews of these, but it was back when they very first launched. I've heard that they are very good slicers, and I can say pretty definitively already, this is probably going to be a really good slicer. I almost feel like with how thin this blade stock is, and how thin it gets down behind the edge, it almost feels like I can like just slightly flex the blade itself. I'm flexing the tip a little bit if I put some force on it. This is LeftyEDC's knife. I'm not going to be torquing on it too crazy, but I don't know if you'll be able to see. Let me hide my eyes so it'll focus on the knife. But I'm literally, that blade flexes just a little bit. That's crazy. This thing is really thin behind the edge, and it's a thin blade stock. This is probably going to be one of the better slicing knives I have ever experienced. I'll have to check with LeftyEDC on how much he's willing to let me cut with this based on the type of knife it is. Even if he says go cut a car in half with it, this is a pretty light duty EDC knife, the way I see it, the way that this is ground and the profile and everything. So the most I'd want to do with it is put it through packaging materials. So hopefully he's cool with me doing that. I'll double check with him. But yeah, it's really quite interesting. You can see, because it came from LeftyEDC, I was trying to figure out what felt so funky about this. The clip is set up for left-hand carry right now. So if I'm going to be putting this in pocket, I might switch that over to right-hand side. Although, maybe I'll try being a lefty for a little bit. I write left-handed. I shoot firearms left-handed. And I kind of like eat left-handed. But I play most sports right-handed, and I use knives typically right-handed. Unless I'm in the kitchen, then I find myself passing to my left hand. So it wouldn't be that out of whack for me to try using this Watu left-handed for the whole time it's here. Maybe that'll be something I do in honor of LeftyEDC, because this is his knife. We'll see. I might switch it. I don't know yet. Anyway, this is, on first inspection, it's very well made. It's a Taichung Spyderco. I'd expect nothing less. The QC seems spot on. The finishing is all really nice. If you felt this material before on other knives, you'll know exactly what it feels like. It's almost, it kind of feels to me like snakeskin, the way that this carbon fiber weave is set on top of the G10. It's got like tiny little blisters all over it. It's very like, it's not rough, it's not checkered, but you get this natural like weave from the carbon that gives you, yeah, it feels kind of like snakeskin. Anyway, I like it. I like it more than I thought I was going to like it on first inspection. The looks are weird. This is an odd duck, looks-wise. But, as Spyderco is prone to do, I'm finding that the looks being funky oftentimes with Spydercos end up lending to a lot of function that you wouldn't get without those looks. So, I don't know, maybe that's the case here. It's an interesting profile. All right, more to come. There will be a real first impressions tomorrow or the next day. I'll film that once I've had a chance to have this in pocket a little bit, and as long as it's okay with LeftyEDC, do a little bit of cutting with it, and yeah, kind of see what it's made of a little bit. And then before I send it back to him, you guys will be getting a full review. So you can look forward to both of those upcoming videos, the first impressions and the review. It's kind of my typical formula these days. And yeah, we're going to have some fun with this guy, I think. So I'll check in with you guys then. Thanks so much for checking it out with me. And thank you again to LeftyEDC for sending it. And, well, for Everyday City Carry for sending it. And for LeftyEDC being the one who owns it, who had him send it to me. Thank you both. Appreciate it, guys. You guys are both awesome. So, I'll see you guys soon.